Hi, good day everybody. And this is our group presentation for Group 10 Xenon, Green Technology and the roles of engineers in promoting it. There are 6 people from my group, which is myself, Pavenraj A, Thomas Xavier Nepolean, Surya Dharshan Surash, Surendran A, Navind Sivarajoo, and Lakxmanraj A. Asokan. So let me tell you something about green technology. Firstly, to understand green technology, we need to understand the human evolution. Humans started in hunting and harvesting whatever they can get from the mother nature, and they have evolved into farming and plantation. In this current technology, they are trying to produce their own food. Next, together with the ever-growing population of human population, the demand for food has increased exponentially. Next is the economic sector growth, where non-renewable energy is being used, and the demand for electricity has spiked. Next, due to all of these pollutions, as well as the demand and the usage of non-renewable sources has destroyed Mother Nature, and engineers have discovered a new way, which is green technology. The starting point of green technology is basically during the 19th century, where there was the cutoff of transportation of oil, and ever since then, oil prices have spiked from $3 per gallon to $12 per gallon, and the U.S. commissions have decided that we cannot rely on oil and gas industry or oil and gas sources, and they have decided to move into green technology by using renewable sources. So this was the starting point of green technology. So let's move to the next slide. I would invite Mr. Surendran to explain about sources and types of green technology. Thank you.
Today I'm going to explain about the sources and type of the green technology. The first will be the sustainability. Sustainability, first of all, I'm going to explain about the green technology, which mainly related to the sustainability with an implementation to reduce the depletion of the earth resources. Sustainability is the capacity to ensure balanced development by ensuring the needs of current requirements and ensuring the future generation will fulfill themselves without losing their strength and ability. Second will be the types of green technology. Examples on research, which are solar energy, wind energy, hydropower, and geothermal. The third part will be on the proper waste management. So the proper waste management is a complex and large-scale operation which require a wide range of special requirements, funding, and other parts. Waste management is extremely critical in order to preserve the health of life and provide a strong ecosystem for future generation. But there are weaknesses too that found in the waste management system is that poor dumping management with an inefficient sorting of food waste, failure in sludge fertilizer production, and shortcomings in compositing processes. So that's all from me.
Hello, I'm Surya. So benefits of green technology can be simplified to these 6 key points, which are efficiency, less pollution to the environment, sustainable development, waste management, technological developments and evolution, and farming agriculture evolutions. Next slide. As the world consumes more energy, it is important to improve efficiency as much as possible by creating more energy saving or less energy using devices that comes with minimal performance loss. Reduce and use waste energy generated by simplifying operation processes to optimize overall energy usage. Implementing raw energy, which are renewable sources like solar, wind, and hydropower to generate directly usable energy, also promotes efficiency in terms of energy conversion. In simpler manner, fuel energy conversion leads to a higher degree of efficiency. The main idea of green technology is to cause less pollution, as zero emissions created, which reduce greenhouse effect as well as ecological and topological disruption. Sustainable development in the form of renewable energies, green space integration in urban cities, and waste or seawater purification are also benefits gained from green technology. Besides, vertical farming and alternative sources for meat-based food are example of promising sustainable future for farming and agricultural sector. Next slide. Furthermore, green technology implemented in waste management sector also gives its unique advantages. As an example, it improves or replaces obsolete methods of handling waste, reduce single-use plastics, promotes concept of reduce, reuse, and recycle, and even allow profits to be reaped by giving purpose for the waste materials. Next slide. Finally, it cannot be denied that green technology always advances our civilization based on technological developments and evolutions. Complexity that every green technology comes with leads to a new innovations all the time, which constantly perfecting and fine-tuning our world. Other than promising job opportunities in a high-skilled worker sector, our society can also earn some other benefits offered through green technology, such as tax incentive from governments for clean energy production and other uses. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Thomas Xavier. So I'm going to present about the challenges faced, which is mainly causing the slow adoption of the green technology. So the first challenge which I would like to present is the economical challenge. We know that green technologies are more valuable than traditional technologies. The structures, the constructions, the tools, materials, and resources used in the development are costing 40% more higher and possibly fetching higher maintenance rate than the traditional technologies. This is why the green buildings are more expensive, because they need more upfront money or investments. And that's why, for example, in our Malaysia, solar panels are rarely used in housing projects because due to their higher construction costs. The second challenges is the policy and market. In the topic of the inadequacy of regulation, it is a result of a lack of adequate incentive for green building promotion, implementation, and execution, because it is often accompanied the costs that made by appropriate, which is not appropriate rules and regulation, which is imposed by government to encourage the development of the green technology. And the poor ratings are very common because due to the low demand for the green buildings, because the premium and the resale value are not only high for the customers but also for the investors. The next challenge is the lack of knowledge, education, and information. There is a lot of asymmetric knowledge on technological and management aspects in the sector, and it is likely influencing the stakeholders' decision making. If more people or the talents or workers get exposed to the knowledge of the benefits of the green technology, they will probably be more supportive on the implementation of this technology in our country. The last challenge is the shortage of qualified experts and talents, and it is one of the most significant barriers to green technology implementation. None of the groups involved in the creation of green technologies, from politicians to planners, developers, contractors, and staff, have the necessary expertise and skills. This is because of lack of knowledge, education, and also the result of lack of details, experience, and expertise in the building life cycle costing. Because in fact, the green technology really gives safer, prolonged building life cycle, and also safer emission without giving any pollution to the environment. That's all for me.
Okay, hello everyone. Now I'm going to talk about the applications of green technology. So there are 9 applications as per shown by the slide. So I'll start with the first one. The first one is about the electric vehicle, which is initially created by hybrid vehicle from Toyota Prius. The demand is very high from the customers. So popular business magnate Elon Musk also recreated this invention to make a higher profit. For the second one, the data centers uses recycling. So they work on complex data, the data centers like Google, Amazon, and Apple. So they did recycle every equipment they use. And then for the third one, the IoT, Internet of Things, Nest Thermostat has initiated a cooling and heating house optimization, which connected with wireless. And the fourth one, the wind energy. The Google has developed fully wind energy powered data centers, and Apple have applied for a patent for using wind turbine to produce energy for their data centers. For the fifth one, I'm going to talk about water purification. This is about microbial fuel cells, membrane filtration, and nanotechnology applications on using recycling used water to make it drinkable. And for the sixth one, self-sufficient buildings, which works on self-powered solar panel, and it has green grasses attached over the overall building. So for the seventh one, I will talk about renewable energy, such as waves, tides, and currents, which is originating from ocean. American and Australian companies are interested in using renewable energy to produce half of their total energy consumption by their country. And for the number 8 one, I will talk about smart vehicles, which does not emitting any gases, also labeled as zero emission, where they create energy from solar panels attached to their cars. Almost 2 billion people are using cars on the road every day. So this will be the latest invention for engineers to reduce the consumption of energy and reduce environmental pollution. For the last one, I'll talk about vertical gardens and farming. So this is the alternative to horizontal farming, which is usual, and this will offer productive farming without using 95% of water. And this will be beneficial to overpopulated countries like America and UK. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Lakxmanraj, and I'll be presenting on chapter 5, which is the downside of green technology. So next slide, please. So the first one is we need a huge investment of capital. So whenever a company or an organization wants to go green, they need a huge investment and capital because it is going to cost a lot of money, like all those hybrid cars and green homes. They require a huge amount of money when compared to all those non-hybrid cars and normal homes. They're built with normal materials and such. And moving on, the second part is companies would have a competitive disadvantage. That is also true because not all companies are going to go green and going to think about the world and want to take care of it because they would want to earn more money. And so when some companies are going green, they wouldn't have enough revenues or returns, so they wouldn't be able to sustain their companies. And number 3, it is still new and it's still in the infancy stage. So green technology is still a new topic because we haven't really ventured into it. And the demand on the industries in many countries is not high enough. So there might be some technological problems as well when faced with green technologies. And the fourth one is job losses. So when we're talking more about green technology, there'll be the functions of usage of machines and AI technology. So that will take up the task of humans since it is more efficient and cheaper in the long run. Okay, next slide, please. So the fifth disadvantage is the concept to be misused. Like I said earlier, not all companies would actually want to go green. So there will be some businesses that would attempt to project a green image. They would act like they are doing everything using green technology and such, but they are not actually using any green technology. So there will be companies who will act like that. And going on, there is water pollution and air pollution. So water pollution is like the discharge of untreated wastewater into natural water sources. So this would degrade the marine environments and such because, like, for example, like they say the water purification system. So there might be some chemicals involved and they might be thrown not in a proper manner and it might cause water pollution. And then there is also air pollution, which then during the industrial revolutions and such. And many companies right now or plants that wants to develop green technology, they will have to release gases and carbon monoxide, which is bad, and it will still go on with air pollution. And the last part, which is the depletion of natural resources. So all those extraction from the fossil fuels, the minerals and resource contamination, and the overconsumption resource mainly due to agriculture and mining. So many people think like, oh, agriculture is a good thing, it's a green technology, but no, because there's mass agriculturing, which would also deplete the natural resources. So when you are dealing with green technology, you should also have a limit to it. So that's about it, and we'll move on to the conclusion.
Thank you, groupmates. So let me conclude and explain a bit about roles of engineers. So first of all, engineers are very responsible to create sustainability. Reliable planning and reliable engineering is required whenever we want to preserve natural resources and create efficient build design to use less material, less labor cost, as well as to reduce the waste production. Last but not least is to create new methods and new ways to conserve water, on how to save water and how to filter it water. And next, moving to life cycle thinking, engineers have to implement life cycle thinking, such as using farm waste, cattle manure, for example, to create electricity, and try their level best to implement 3R, the reduce, reuse, and recycle methods. Last but not least is the research and development of new methods, materials, and systems, including designs for new products. Okay, thank you for listening, and now we are ready for any questions.